This is how we scale Blaze's ad spend on Google from $11,000 per month to $222,000 per month using our proprietary AI agent and human expert verification. And we did this without having to destroy their LTV to CAC ratio, without having to hire additional creative production resources, and without having to waste months testing campaigns that simply don't scale. You can see here a screenshot of the Google Ads dashboard from Jan 1st to 31st compared to April 1st to 30th, 2024. You can see an increase in ad spend of $211,000. Monthly ad spend scaled, of course, from $11,000 to $222,000. The growth multiple, a 20.2x increase, and the LTV to CAC ratio was maintained within KPI throughout this entire scaling process. Obviously, Google's revenue attribution isn't really good enough for us to show exactly how the LTV to CAC was moving along throughout this process, but it was maintained within KPI throughout this entire scaling process. The bottom line here was that this result proved that Google Ads as a customer acquisition engine can support 8-figure ARR, which is awesome to see and exactly what the team was looking for when they brought us on board. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. We've helped dozens of high growth companies scale their paid acquisition spend from 5 figures to 6 and 7 figures per month while maintaining or improving unit economics. Our combination of AI-powered analysis and strategic execution allows us to identify scaling opportunities that traditional agencies miss and validate them before significant capital deployment. Now, here's a bit of context on the client before we get started. Ultimately, they had untapped potential and growth constraints. So here's where Blaze was before we started working together. They had a proven product market fit with strong early traction. They had healthy unit economics at small scale on Google at about 11K per month ad spend, and they had successful initial campaigns that were showing promise. But they had a low spend ceiling due to uncertainty about scalability and an unclear roadmap to growth. So Blaze was sitting on a gold mine, but they just didn't know how deep it went. They had proof of concept, but due to an unclear roadmap, feared that scaling would destroy their economics, which is a totally fair concern and something that a lot of SaaS companies do face. The biggest barrier wasn't budget, it was confidence. Could they maintain their LTV to CAC ratio at 5x, 10x, or even 20x the current spend, right? Without the proof they needed, this aggressive scaling, it felt like Russian roulette with their marketing budget, right? They just had no idea, and they were not confident that their existing agency and the current Google Ads managers were capable of doing so. Right. So this is how we did it. We did exactly what they were looking for. And phase one was the fundamentals and AI-powered analysis to get the groundwork laid to scale this account to the level that we wanted to get it to. First of all, conversion tracking infrastructure. So we implemented robust multi-touch attribution system. So something that had a completely custom tracking setup that we've worked on over a range of accounts and we find is very, very accurate within Google and works very well. We assigned accurate conversion values to each funnel stage. So obviously throughout the funnel of a sale and a sign up, there are multiple touch points, and we made sure that each touch point was attributed the accurate value, reasonable value that identified how much it was worth in the process. We set up advanced tracking via custom events, as I mentioned. We integrated the dashboard for real-time LTV to CAC monitoring. So this was critically important to make sure that we were watching LTV to CAC on a very consistent basis. So we did have a real-time dashboard to view that as we kept scaling our Google Ads via custom attribution solutions. Then we did an AI-assisted account audit. So our proprietary AI agent analyzed the entire account structure and historical performance data to identify keyword expansion opportunities in underserved search themes, geographic markets with untapped demand signals, budget allocation inefficiencies across campaigns, audience segments with strong engagement but limited investment. And this analysis uncovered an estimated $180,000 plus in monthly scaling headroom that traditional audits typically would have missed. So this AI agent we've built, I'm sure you would understand, being in the industry, that there are a lot of people out there who claim to create AI agents, which really are just ChatGPT wrappers or kind of a really low effort rush production. However, our AI agent is genuinely built by software developers from the ground up, uniquely to our agency. There is no other agency that has the same agent. It was built in-house entirely by our devs and is genuinely a really, really high performing agent that isn't paralleled on the market as far as we're aware. So I can assure you that the agent we're running with is not just a ChatGPT wrapper. But of course, we also make sure that we do have human expert validation. Although the AI is fantastic for analysis, it's very important to make sure that we do have human experts to validate all of the suggestions and recommendations by the AI, because we find that combining the human expertise and strategic thinking from seeing hundreds and hundreds of accounts across our agency's history really does help us put context into the AI suggestions and ensure that we're implementing them in the most effective and highly leveraged way possible. So our team reviewed the AI's findings to prioritize opportunities by expected ROI and risk level, like I mentioned, validate market assumptions with competitive intelligence and industry experience, build phase implementation roadmap, and establish clear KPIs and scaling thresholds. This was very important as well to make sure that we knew when we were able to scale campaigns, when they were within KPI, and when it was feasible to do so. Here's a little budget screenshot of some of the campaigns that we're running in the account. As you can see, very high daily budgets, and this is just a minor snapshot of some of the campaigns. There were many, many more that were running at this time and still are running in the account at certainly elevated budgets. So phase 2 was strategic expansion. First of all, audience segmentation and testing, right? So we separated branded versus non-branded traffic for clear attribution. This is an absolute must in every single Google Ads account. If you have branded and non-branded traffic mixed together, it's going to be almost impossible for you to scale. It simply ruins your attribution and ruins the signals that are sent back to Google. We created a distinct campaign structure for different customer stages. So different customers at different points in their buying journey were hit by the right campaigns at the right time to make sure that we were converting them. We implemented systematic creative testing framework for all of the creatives that we're deploying in the account and video display campaigns, stuff like that. And we developed lookalike audiences from highest LTV customers in order to try and find more people like our best customers that we were already bringing into the account. Then AI-driven geographic expansion. So geographic expansion was a really, really big one for this brand. They were only serving the US market when we came in, and obviously there is a lot more market outside of the US for them to expand into. Rather than guessing which markets to enter, our AI agent identified regions with high search volume but low competitive saturation, geographic areas with conversion rate patterns similar to top performers, and markets where Blazer's value proposition had the strongest product market fit signals. So there were a range of signals like these ones listed that allowed us to identify the highest leverage opportunities when it came to geographical expansion without having to guess, which was really, really helpful, and again was assisted by the AI agent. Then channel diversification. So we launched complementary channels beyond the initial platform. So initially it was just Google Search. We started working with YouTube ads, Google Display Network, a few other of these channels that weren't being leveraged previously. We cross-pollinated winning creative across channels as well. So we found that a lot of the creatives that were working well over on Meta were able to be ported over to Google and used in YouTube ads and perform quite well. We built an omni-channel attribution model to make sure that all of our attribution was being tracked through the entire funnel process accurately. And then we identified optimal channel mix for efficient CAC. So obviously we wanted to make sure that we were deploying the right budgets and the right allocation of resources to each of our channels depending on the CAC that we're observing and the LTV to CAC ratio. Continuous AI monitoring as well. So throughout the expansion, the AI agent ran 24/7 analyses to detect early signs of audience fatigue or saturation, to recommend budget reallocation across geos and campaigns, to surface new keyword themes emerging from search query data, and to flag performance degradation before it impacted overall metrics. So once again, this AI agent running 24/7 is a massive, massive benefit to any business because ultimately humans are limited by the amount of time they can spend doing analysis. You could hire someone to analyze an account 24/7, but they probably wouldn't make it to the end of the week. Whereas the AI can quite capably do that week to week without any loss of performance. So it certainly is a massive benefit and something that, once again, can't really be matched by any human in any capacity. And as you can see here, this is a screenshot of the growth that I think really encapsulates just how well this performance and scaling went. As you can see here, the cost and the conversion value are indicated by red and yellow lines here, and the cost per conversion indicated by the green line. You can see that the cost and the spend in the account went up very, very rapidly from a very low level, right? This was around 11,000, like we're mentioning, all the way up to $200,000 per month in spend, while decreasing the cost per conversion, so increasing our efficiency, and once again maintaining the LTV to CAC within KPI the entire time. So this was really a pretty incredible result, and I think this graph encapsulates that really well, and it shows just how efficient the scaling was. It actually increased efficiency while spending way, way more. So there was a huge amount of untapped opportunity in this account, and that is why we think this was such a good way to identify and show the value of Google Ads and how well it can work for brands like Blaze. Right. So phase 3 was aggressive scaling. Right. So it was rapid yet sustainable budget increases. So once the foundation was solid, we scaled hard. We increased budgets 15 to 20% every 2 to 3 days when signals were strong. We monitored LTV to CAC daily to catch any degradation early. We maintained creative refresh schedule to prevent any ad fatigue. We constantly expanded to new audience segments identified by AI analysis. So constant increases as much as we could, as quickly as we could, as efficiently as we could. And then ultimately, our combination of AI insights and human strategic oversight, which is unique to our agency, it enabled us to perform real-time bid strategy adjustments based on performance patterns, dynamic budget allocation across campaigns, so AI recommended but human approved, automated rules for performance maintenance, and weekly strategic reviews with AI-generated opportunity reports. So once again, just really, really taking advantage of this AI agent as hard as we can to make sure that the analysis is being run 24/7 and we are taking advantage of every opportunity that exists in the account to increase performance. Another screenshot of some budgets here. And as you can see, Google was saying limited by budget, which is what you love to see, because it means that your metrics are solid, and it means that Google thinks your market is big enough to keep expanding. So this means that we've targeted the campaigns well, the campaigns are getting good results, hitting our targets, hitting our KPIs, and we can keep pushing the budgets. Admittedly, Google isn't always correct with these limited by budget statements, but often they are a good sign in your account that things are going well and you can keep pushing the budgets up. So after all of these changes, this is our current campaign architecture. If you want to steal this and deploy it in your own account, feel free. This will probably give you a much better performance than your existing campaign architecture. So you're more than welcome to deploy this. And I'm going to walk you through exactly what we have. So first of all, we have our branded search campaigns, which are separated by country for maximum control. So making sure that we have really clearly defined borders between our branded search and geos. A non-branded search, which is grouped by customer intent themes. So AI identified clusters of specific intent themes that seem to perform well and group well within our non-branded search campaigns. And then competitor targeting campaigns as well. So capturing high intent comparison traffic. We often find that if you genuinely do have a superior product to your competitors, it's quite easy to convert them on Google Ads through competitor campaigns. We have multiple clients where we run highly profitable competitor campaigns that steal the traffic directly from their competitor's doorstep. And our clients love it, our competitors hate it. And then we have cold audience acquisition as well. So multiple creative variations across AI identified themes. So once again, this is more top of funnel stuff that we're running within YouTube display. Lookalike expansion, so based on highest LTV customer segments, trying to find more of these people who are either searching or just browsing or on YouTube. Once again, using lookalikes with our high LTV segments. And then interest-based targeting, so industry and role-specific campaigns. So we do have campaigns as well targeted towards specific industries, specific job titles, which may find our software useful, and then targeting them with specific ad copy and specific landing pages to ensure that they get a really seamless experience and feel compelled to buy the product. Remarketing campaigns, so we're remarketing to site visitors, segmented by page depth and engagement, content engagers, so targeting engaged content viewers on YouTube display, anything like that, and cart abandoners, so people who, for lack of better words, have reached kind of the last stage of the sign up and have left. So high intent conversion campaigns to try and bring those people back who are about to convert but got distracted, right, in most cases. So the results, ultimately, this was the proof of scalability that Blaze needed. Our monthly ad spend, as we mentioned, was scaled from $11,000 per month to $220,000 per month, while maintaining the LTV to CAC ratio, potentially decreasing as well. So definitely maintaining within KPI, right? And this wasn't just about spending more money. This was about proving that Google Ads as a paid marketing channel could support venture scale growth Blaze. And what does this actually mean, right? $211,000 in additional monthly ad investment flowing profitably through the funnel, an enormous amount of additional investment, a 20x proof point that the unit economics hold at scale. So Blaze was unsure, as we mentioned earlier, they could get to this level of scale with this platform, but we made it very clear that it was possible. Sustainable growth engine that can continue expanding. Google is an awesome growth engine because unlike Meta, it doesn't require consistent creative input. It's a lot less demanding on the creative side, and it's a lot more stable and sustainable than Meta in many, many cases. So it can continue expanding, can continue producing results on a very consistent basis. It gave us venture-ready metrics showing a clear path to aggressive growth. So we can only keep growing further with Blaze here. We haven't capped out. We haven't reached our limit. There is much more potential for them to keep growing, and we have been doing so in the account. We have continued growing their results, and things are looking very, very positive for them. A competitive moat through proven customer acquisition efficiency. So it's very clear, right, that having such a great customer acquisition efficiency level gives us a competitive advantage here and puts a moat between us and all of our competitors. Impact on the business, right? By maintaining the LTV to CAC ratio at 20x scale, we demonstrated that the market has massive appetite for Blaze AI's solution. The product delivers consistent value across customer segments. Customer acquisition can scale without quality degradation. The business model supports 8-figure ARR trajectories, and unit economics remain healthy under growth pressure. So these are all massive benefits that so many high growth SaaS companies are searching for. And these are the ones that we were able to provide at Blaze by performing this Google Ads overhaul and creating these results. So if you are looking for similar results, which I'll mention now, if you're sitting on proven unit economics, but you aren't sure just how far you can push them, then let's chat, right? We specialize in taking profitable customer acquisition programs and scaling them aggressively while preserving or improving your LTV to CAC ratios. Great results. Our AI agent will analyze your account to identify hidden scaling opportunities, and our team will validate and execute on them. The question isn't whether you can scale, it's how far. So if you want to apply for a free AI-powered growth audit, we'll run your account through our proprietary AI analysis and show you exactly where you're leaving money on the table, which expansion opportunities have the highest probability of success, how much incremental spend your account can handle profitably, and there is no obligation and no sales pitch until you see the analysis. So just click the button below to apply now, and you could potentially see results like this with a 20x scale in ad spend without degradation of LTV to CAC. The results shown here are actual performance for Blaze AI. Individual results vary on business model, market conditions, and execution quality. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Please feel free to book a call down below if you're interested. I would love to talk to you more about this and help you identify exactly how we can help you make more money with Google Ads.